There we go, dude. Wow. That's it. We did it. We have beat, at least I think, we've beaten Pokemon Reborn. Huh. Cool. Oh man, dude. That was quite the post game, man. Holy. Like, I don't know if that was double, like if that doubled my playtime, or at least close to it, I would think. Holy, dude, that's insane. All right, well, we'll let the credits roll and see what happens after. Whoa, what is this? And you're officially all set. Now we can really begin making some developments around here. Well, thank whatever divine creature rules above these days and all their kin. No more supply hikes just for water. No more sponge baths. I'd kind of gotten used to the sponge baths. No more sponge baths, and that's an order. Yes, ma'am. Thanks again for doing this for us, Miss Amaria. It's no trouble at all. Okay, well, that's a lie. Cutting through all that stone was a ton of trouble, but there's no way I could have done it without Mark's help. But it was worth it. Well, who's up for some celebratory drinks? Only if you mean booze. Of course I mean booze. What else are we gonna drink? This pristine water we now have freely available to all of us? As if. I'll drink you under the proverbial table. Ha! Big words from a small lass. Alduus, get the bottle. Alright, hold your horsies. Well, someone better go make sure everyone keeps their knickers on. Once again, we really appreciate all this. You're welcome here anytime, Miss Amaria. Please, just Amy is fine. We should have installed a covering to prevent evaporation post-haste. Hey, you should go celebrate too. You worked hard for this. Ah, but there's still so much to do. Sure. But also, if not now, then when? It's important to let yourself appreciate the little things. Is her name Stethoscope? That's quite the name. Perhaps, just for a little while. Thanks again. You know, no matter how low I may get sometimes, I find that doing something for others always helps me out too. Maybe that's selfish of me, but as long as some good comes of it, then maybe that's okay. Maybe I'm okay. And it definitely helps to be out of the house. Especially now that there are some signs of water damage in the main room. I probably should have thought about that sooner, but I don't think I would have changed it. Maybe in the end, I'll just sell the property and go traveling. See what I see. Seek out some moments to make it hard to get too caught up in myself. Want to come with me? So now we're just hanging out with everybody. I very much appreciate all of your help with the preparation. I do hope that you're having spent the effort to assist in serving all of this will not cheapen your own enjoyment of the meal. I suppose some say that food tastes all the more delicious after working hard. Personally, I find that to be only a small contributing element. To me, the food tastes best when I can share it with someone else. Luna, darling. Oh my word, that smells positively delicious. Everything is ready. Would you see the others in, Gardevoir? On the double. Perhaps I should have found a proper tablecloth. Or perhaps not. After everything, I'm simply grateful just to be able to create an evening like this. Ah, I see you're putting the facilities to use. That's probably best. It would be a true shame to have halls as grand as these and no one to fill them with. And it will be a moment. By the by, what? I don't think I'll ever get used to so casually having the endless gaping void just between our doors. Perhaps I should be making more liberal use of my teleport. Personally, I think it adds a much-deserved bit of charm. Well, you would. That's a lot. It is, perhaps possible that I've overdone it. But I would not have wished to leave any of you wanting. Oh. Should I really be here? Unquestionably. Please, take any seat. Did you really do all this by yourself? And to think I had trouble keeping more than frozen meals on the table. Of course it was not all done alone. Mark set everything up here. And I had some help with the cooking as well. Isn't that right? Oh, it's Shade. Oh. Delightful. And for what occasion have we gone to all this extent for? No particular occasion. Or rather, perhaps the lack of one is exactly why. I find it both ideal and necessary to dedicate time and effort to circumstances such as these, without requiring the permission of such things like occasions. Times are busy, and they get no less so as the days pass. It is easy for one's priorities to take them apart from those they care for. As your responsibilities multiply and our hours shorten, it is not best to have someone who, not only willingly, but with revelry, delights in caring for you. For many, this person is easily overlooked. For others, we find it mutually in each other. For myself, I am filled with peace at having the opportunity to be that person. I can think of few greater joys than being able to share a heartfelt meal with my family. After all, this is exactly what each of you are. Bizarre, unconnected, and altogether makeshift. You are the family I hold dear. I wouldn't have it any other way. That's nice. Knock knock. Dad? You've got company. Oh, my boy, it's good to see you. Come in, come in. Seriously? Dad? This place is a mess. Ah, I've been so busy lately. You know how it is. I do know how it is. Do better. Sorry, Mark. Just give me a sec. Make yourself at home. Takes one step. Are you going to introduce me to your friend? Right. So, Dad, this is Mark. He's the champion. The champion? You are running in high places. You did not tell me you were meeting with the champion. There's a lot I haven't told you. Stuff was busy for a while. But that's part of why I wanted to drop by. Say hi to Mom. Let you know I'm safe. Everything's good. That is very good to hear. Also, Jay said you were asking him for money again. Oh no. I told your brother not to bother you with that. Dad, you don't have to worry about it. You've done enough already. Dad, listen. If you need money, you come to me. Not him. Me. Understand? Yes. It was just a minor thing. Even for minor things, you come to me. He needs to be free to stand on his own. Are we clear? Yes. We are clear. Good. Here's for this month. There's a little extra because Mom mentioned something about the sink. Oh, yes. Thank you. I don't know what we'd do without you. I know. How's Mom? The usual. Same as usual. She's sleeping right now, but I'm sure she won't mind if you say hi. I'll do that. Come with me. Sorry about that. She's had a hard time. I won't bore you with the details, but this is how she spends most of her time. I just wanted you to see. Like I said, we gotta work hard to take care of those close to us. Hey, Mom. We've got a visitor. So, we took care of the situation I told you about last time. Or Mark did. Now it's about cleanup and getting back on track. I've been working with a group of guys lately. Used to be called the Magma Gang, but they're putting that behind them. They're a good bunch. Spirited. So we ran across this urban camper the other day, and he didn't want to move. Because of course not. There was the usual argument about shelters, but then one of the guys brought up, who actually owns the space he's camping on? Whose permission did we need? So we did some digging, and you wouldn't believe who it turned out to be. Who? Everyone can see this bowl, right? So I'm gonna put some rocks into this bowl. There. That should do it. Does anyone think I can fit more into the bowl? Anyone? Looks full to me. Yeah, no way. Right. Except, say, rather than rocks, I now fill it with sand. There's quite a bit of room in there after all, wasn't there? I, assumed you meant rocks. Gotcha. But now, I mean, it's packed to the brim. There's no way anything else would fit in there, right? No? It's full. Tisk, tisk, tisk. But what if I were now to pour some water into the bowl? Okay, that's cheating. Perhaps. But then, who is making the rules? Now let's do something else. First, I'll empty the bowl. We're starting over. Okay. Now, as you can see, I filled the bowl with sand from the get-go. Can I fit any rocks into this bowl? If it's specifically rocks, no, surely not. Correct. When we start with the rocks, there's room for the sand. When we start with the sand, there's no room for the rocks. You could think of the sand as our everyday responsibilities. Work, house chores, and so on. If we prioritize them, we have no room for other things. But if we prioritize the rocks, which we can think of as things we truly enjoy, our passions and inspirations or aspirations, well, the sand finds a way regardless, doesn't it? What about the water? The water. I prefer to think of it as the people we care about. There's always room for them. Excuse me. How can we help you? We're from the Johto region. We heard something about some kind of famous spiritual counselor out here. We were hoping to study with her. Ah, I'm sorry. If you mean Kiki, I'm afraid she's no longer with us. No. That ain't it. Her name was, Victoria. Oh. Yes, that would be me. Please take a seat, you're very welcome. Dang. They know about Victoria in the Johto region. Jesus. Good game. Okay. How did you get to use a Clefable, though? Aren't you supposed to be the normal type leader? An exception was made because it was registered during its prior classification. Many leagues allow wildcards anyway. Besides, a Clefable is not the worst wildcard I could have pulled on you. It's a shame, but you'll have to try again later. I mean, dude, Clefable's pretty OP. I literally just beat an Arceus with a Clefable. So, yeah. In the meantime, you should probably get your Pokemon some care. I'm gonna be back this time tomorrow and put you into the moon. Tomorrow, then. Thanks for refereeing. I like battling here. Much better than the blank room beneath the orphanage. It's different than anywhere else I've fought. It feels like me. Other people probably see it differently. But maybe it's like the AI test. The AI test, or the AI passes if other people can't tell whether or not it's not a real person. Other people might see different colors here and call it the same thing. Even what we see as color is just the absence of itself. But it doesn't matter, as long as it makes us feel the same way. If that's the case, then we know it's real. Everything from the pigments to our bonds are there despite being invisible. There are probably more things like that. I want to find them someday. I want to paint with them too. I told Lumi we could get bubble tea after I was done. I'll see you. Oh, he isn't. Did I give him the Xerneas? Checkmate. What? Nonsense. The knight blocks. The knight blocks. Then I go here. Your only move is here. Here. You go here. And then the bishop. No. I can move here instead on the turn before. Knight. Blast. A more accurate play would be to push this pawn the turn prior. How did you see that? It's not a matter of seeing it. It's a matter of knowing it. Just because you can't see it doesn't mean it's not there. Indeed. You see how amazing he is? I told you. It's not that amazing. Well, look here. I only may be a grandmaster through forged records and stolen identity. What? But neither am I quite so near the bottom. The fact that you so consistently wipe the proverbial floor with me is nothing to be sneezed at. Your sister too. Every time. You appeared to have inherited a talent even I never possessed. Must be your mother's, I suppose. I had no idea. Do you kids ever play with each other? We used to. There wasn't much to do at the orphanage. Now there are more options. And to think I asked for your help to beat Anna. Perhaps I should ask for her help to beat you. So it was just about her. On the contrary, you were the one I'm playing with. To ask for help was simply an excuse to pass the time together. Right. It isn't the most elegant play, but then, some fathers make their children go fishing. I can't imagine you'd care for that very much. I certainly never did. This seemed much more palatable? Palatable. Was I wrong? I don't know. Chess isn't very interesting either. Isn't it? There's a finite number of moves that can be made each turn. It's calculable. Calculable. And with modern AI, it's practically a solved game. Well, I suppose so. I'll do better next time, or next then. It's fine. I don't really mind. Father, what is this hat? Ah, can't you tell? I have to try hard to even stand a chance against you. So naturally, I wore my thinking cap. Perhaps. No haps about it. 'Twas a snicker, a snurtle, a twitter. Dad. And what starts with a smirk may evolve past a whatever that says. Into a jeer, a fleer, maybe a hearty guffaw. Once a chortle, a chuckle, someday a hee-haw. A machination of cachinnation, crackling, cackling, a massive howl. To grin, jib, and giggle, and laugh jowl to jowl. Okay already. You've lived too much to have smiled so little. Please forgive your old man for taking pleasure in every snort he can fleece you for. You said your father used to take you fishing. Will you tell me about him? With pleasure. Where to start, I wonder. His name was as much fiction as my own, but for quite different reasons entirely. Seriously? There's nothing? We're being trolled. Whole lot of nothing. Straight trolling. And you know what? I'm sorry I dragged you into it. Thought maybe your experience dealing with her would make it easy. I suppose I asked for this. Maybe it was a moment of weakness. Maybe it still is. Since for some reason, I'm still out here looking for who knows what and who knows where. Just a simple scavenger hunt, she said. Do it and then we'll talk, she said. What did I think was gonna happen? How bad could it be, I thought. It's not like she's going to unplug the machine while... Oh, we're in the computer just like Tara was, I think. It's not like she's going to unplug the machine while we're in here and trap us in the digital world for ages. And if she did, she'd be at least a little bit justified. I forgave her for the meteor stuff way too easily. Had other concerns, I guess. I get the nihilism? Still not super happy about it. But here we are. Wanted to believe she'd come back and say it was all a joke. And she did come back, but it wasn't a joke. And now I have to live with myself after all this. Wait. There's a gift box in the branches of this tree. Full color and everything. We found it. Booyah. Take that, you stupid scavenger hunt. Alright, let's see what we've won. It's just a box of pistachios. Jesus. Jesus. I asked you out on a date, and you sent me to go find a box of... Jesus. Yeah. What don't you get? So, do you still want to go out with me even after I did this to you? Because if you can't take the heat, you gotta get out of the kitchen. Yeah, let's do it. Figures. Normies are too... Wait, what? I already decided I'm the hopeless fool who's going to enable your chaos. In the end, I like the idea of that way more than all the traditional dynamics of the macho man and the hyper-feminine trophy. I've seen that story 1,000 times on every TV. I don't need to live it too. But I don't know how a single thing you do is gonna end up. And I think I need that. To be honest, I'd have been disappointed if you just said yes. But this? Elaborately pranking me with the most ancient and traditional meme as a form of self-doubt. That's something only you would do. Give me more of that. It's not like I wanted you to see through my cool but distant and aloof facade.